Muted. Hello and welcome back to Leeds Lately. Of course, tonight is Leeds United versus Chelsea. Welcome to all of those of you who are joining us. Welcome, of course, to all of our Leeds Lately members. And, of course, welcome as well to our non-members, regular subscribers of the channel. Tonight, we play away at Chelsea in a game that traditionally, in the last couple of years, hasn't been very good for us, because it's away in London, which we just tend not to do very well with. So hopefully that changes a little bit tonight with, of course, Leeds United looking to add some sort of, points to our tally. Thank you, all of you who are joining us. Of course, at the moment, we have the Chelsea lineup on the screen. Once a few more people join, we will get into the Leeds lineup as well. Seem to have got a bit of frozen on my live footage. Six defenders in the starting lineup. Yeah, look, I think we are gonna be a interesting lineup tonight. An interesting lineup. No one can quite figure out the way it's going to go. Personally, I think that we might have Justin in midfield, which is strange, but we didn't protest too much when that was the sort of thing that Dallas would have done, that we wouldn't have batted an eyelid at. James Justin seems to be able to play right back and left back. He seems like a very versatile player, and he had a great game last time out. So, as a potentially, he could be in midfield here, which is odd, really. We'll go through the bench as well, of course, afterwards. Welcome everybody who is joining us. We are, of course, kicking off in around 13 minutes' time at Stamford Bridge in London, where traditionally we haven't done very well, but we look like we are basically going with the tactic of let's play all of our defenders and see if we can get away with a point. But look, we managed to get a point at Anfield, didn't we? So it's not the worst tactic. Yeah, but you can't. The problem is, Chris, it is also somebody just guessing what the lineup is. Whether it's Google, whether it's BBC, whether it's, no matter what it is, they do just kind of guess. Wow. Why are chickens so funny? Because I thought I'd have to do the impression to do it justice. Thanks, Grey Goose. Good start to the stream there. Look, we've got 127 people in here now. We'll talk about Chelsea's lineup and then we'll move on to, of course, Leeds. In goal for Chelsea, Robert Sanchez, Malo Gusto at right back, Josh Achampong at centre back alongside Chalobah and Cucurella as the left back. Midfield, two of Caicedo. Well, to be fair, a lot of the time they play with one in midfield, as I spoke about in my tactical preview. So you may see Caicedo on his own and Andre Santos, Fernandez ahead of him with Palmer and Estevao out wide, with João Pedro up front on his own. But looks like the broadcasters here have it as James Justin in the midfield. They seem to have it as a 5-4-1 with Justin as a right midfielder in front of Jayden Bogle, Brendan Aronson as a left midfielder, and Lucas Mecha as a striker. We'll have to see on that one. Well, we've got 145 people in the chat. Let's move it on to the Leeds lineup and we'll talk about it. So I've got it down as a 3-5-2 still because, of course, we are unsure of how that's going to work out, but could easily be a 5 4-1, if you will. But the way it is at the moment is Darlow in goal, Bogle at right wing back, Goodmanson at left wing back, Bornout, Rodon and Biel make up the central back three. James, Justin, Gruev and Ampadu make up a midfield three with Aronson, Metcher up front. Or you've got your back five of Bogle, Bornout, Rodon, Biel and Goodmanson with Justin on the right, Aronson on the left, Gruev and Ampadu in the middle and Metcher up top. But I just think as soon as we actually start the game, that's when we'll see what the lineups are going to be like. It does seem a tad strange at the moment, of course, but we'll have to see how it kind of plays out as we get into it. Because at the moment, I'm not sure how this lines up. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is ill, not injured, apparently, according to, I think, Daniel Farke himself. Excuse me. And the journalist as well. Let's have a look at any other games that are happening today. Tottenham versus Newcastle is today at 7:30, so hopefully Newcastle win that one. You've also got Everton, Bournemouth, West Ham, Man United tonight as well. That kicks off at 8:15, so our second half will be in their first half still, essentially. So we'll have to see how that goes, because if we lose and they win, they come within 3 points of us, which is not great. So hopefully we manage to get at least some points and they get none. Even just 1 point would be fine. The Leeds United bench, by the way, Lucas Perry, Sam Byram, Sean Longstaff, Al Tanaka, Facundo Buonanotte, Dan James, Noah Okafor, Wilfred Nonto, and Joel Piroux. So we've got some attacking options on the bench. I'm surprised that if we are going with a 5-4-1, that it wouldn't be Dan James out on the right-hand side, or Nonto, or if we are playing a 3-5-2 again, that potentially Longstaff or Tanaka could have easily been in that midfield three instead of Justin. So it seems strange, but we will have to see how that one goes. But yeah, we have got some players back, like Yakubiyol is back in the lineup. Of course, Metcher as well, who had been on and off injured, is back in as well. Bornow as well. So I'm interested to see how we line up when we start and what we do when we have the ball, because I think when we don't have the ball, it's fairly obvious that we'll all drop in and Justin will provide extra defensive support. But when we do have the ball, that's when I'm interested to see how it works. Are James, Justin and Aronson going to split wide? Are they going to try and tuck in more central? Is Aronson going to go up and help Metcher? Because I feel like if they do both split wide, Justin and Aronson, and they go out onto the wings essentially, then potentially Metcher's not going to really have much support, and I can't see how Metcher will get a goal in this game if he's not got anybody helping him out up there. Of course, he scored a great goal against Forest, but not in the last game, in the previous game against Forest, kind of on his own, where someone just passed it to him and he did it, but we haven't seen that much from him this season. But what I will say is, please reserve judgment until at least half-time. Like, we don't know if we've got I've lost my train of thought because someone's having a go at me for yawning. I've been up since 6:30 this morning, and also talking this much makes you need to get oxygen on board, so it makes me yawn. So anyway, what I was saying was reserve judgment until at least half time, because sometimes we come into games so negative before we've even kicked off. So let's just not do that. Let's be positive before the game kicks off. Like, there's been times before where we've complained about the way that he's set up, and it's actually worked out really well. So you can't complain before anything's even happened yet, before a ball's even been kicked. So, yeah. Exactly as Robert says. Welcome, Robert. Of course, one of our moderators for this evening's stream. We complain about Farke's inflexibility all the time. We have to let him have his opportunity to play with the lineup. Yeah, we don't know exactly how this is going to line up, but it might be genius. It might be something that he's planned specifically to deal with the way that Chelsea play, and we can reserve judgment on that until we see whether it works or not. Grey Goose saying, with Bogle, Goodmanson and Justin all in the field, I feel like we are going to see a lot of at least two of them pressing high and wide. Yeah, but well, Bogle and Justin, I imagine, will be pretty interchangeable on that side. And do you know what? I think if we are playing a 5-4-1, I think it's actually more likely that Justin is the right wing back and Bogle is more of the winger. That's what it seems to me. But wouldn't it be fantastic if we got a win? Wouldn't it be fantastic if we got a win? And as Michelle's saying as well, Farke works with the players day to day, matching on together. Exactly. He sees this every single day, sees them game in, game out. He's watched Chelsea. He's looked at them. He's looked at the way that Liam Rosinia sets up the side, and he's thought, okay, maybe an extra defender up further forward is going to help us. But also, look, we had James Justin and Jayden Bogle playing together in the last game, didn't we? And that's when Justin and Bogle were both two of the best players in the side when we lined up. So, evening everybody who's joining us, welcome. Welcome everybody. Don't be negative, John, or try not to be. Let's take the positives. The players are heading out onto the pitch now, of course. I'll just flip us back over to Chelsea as they're the home team, and I'll go through the lineups as they come on the live footage as well. Cole Palmer heading out at the back of the Chelsea team. Come on, Leeds. The energy levels on the stream will rise rapidly if we score, by the way, just so you know. I'm keeping it chill at the moment, keeping it nice and calm. But if we score, I'm screaming. So that brings me on nicely. Please don't leave a message in the chat if a goal goes in at either end in this game. That's the lineup for Chelsea until I've reacted to it. Sanchez in net, Gusto at right back, Champong and Chalobah seem to be the two centre-backs, with Cucurella out at left back. Caicedo in the midfield, in behind Andre Santos and Fernandez, with Palmer and Estevao out wide, and João Pedro up front. The bench for them is Sherman Lowe, Badiashile, Neto, Delap, Sarr, Hato, Fofana, Guiu, and Garnacho. Which brings us on to the Leeds lineup. Shout out Chewy, by the way. I'll come member for 24 months. Thank you very much. Carl Darlow in net for Leeds. Seems to be Bogle at right back, Bornau, Rodon, and Biol at centre backs. Goodmanson at left back, with Justin, Gruev, Ampadu and Aronson in the midfield, and Lucas Mecha up front due to the illness, not injury, of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Leeds United bench is Lucas Perry, Daniel James, Sean Longstaff, Joel Peru, Noah Okafor, Al Tanaka, Sam Byram, Wilfred Nonto and Facundo Buonanotte. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the £2 super sticker. I really appreciate that. Make sure everybody gives that a like in the chat down below. It's much appreciated, and it goes a long way. Thank you very much. Moise Caicedo, of course, a key player for Chelsea this evening in that kind of pivot role. And whilst at times it'll look like he is on his own in there, I fully expect Cucurella to sometimes join him from the back, into the midfield to create a two, or potentially on the other side as well. Thanks, Pad. I'll do that now. Well, we're all getting ready now. Good to have Biol back. It absolutely is good to have Biol back. Hopefully he sits in the middle of that trio and really does a job of just wiping everything up. Anything that comes through, hopefully he's there to mop it up, because when you've got those zones, front post and kind of middle of the goal for the other two centre-backs, Biol can kind of roam around and go and attack the ball whenever he needs to. Leeds are playing, and I must admit I quite like this. Leeds are playing in our home kit, but actually we are wearing blue socks because Chelsea wear white socks. So it's actually the Leeds white home kit, but with blue socks, which I must say I think looks kind of cool. We're off here at Stamford Bridge. Here's the ball with Carl Darlow. Sends that one long, away by the Chelsea centre-half there. Does seem like James Justin is further forward there. Ampadu now sends that one down the line. Oh, headed away by Cucurella. Or given away there. Here's Aronson. Now Lucas Mecha. Mecha gets it back to James Justin. Justin tries to square it. Can he keep it in there? No, it's gone out for a Chelsea goal kick. Good start, though, by Leeds, getting the ball forward quickly. A little bit of interplay between Bogle and Mecha on that right-hand side, and in the end weren't able to squeeze that cross in, and it actually comes back off Bogle there. But good lively start. Clearance there by Robert Sanchez. Leeds pick it back up. Gurev's giving it away there to Estevao. Gusto now, a Champong. Now Gusto. Here's Palmer. Pokes that one back out wide to Estevao, Gusto. Back once more. And now across to Chalobah. Chalobah spreads the play to the Spaniard Cucurella at left back, who gives it in back. Looks like Leeds are trying to kind of play in a bank at the moment across the midfield. It does look like we are going for a 5-4-1 here, leaving good foot there from Joe Rodon, but leaving Mecha up front on his own. Hopefully he's not too isolated during this game. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Now Chalobah. Cucurella. Now Sanchez. Chalobah now with the ball, looking for a pass forward. Caicedo's dropped into the back line, gives it to Sanchez. Gurev actually the highest up there, pressing. Caicedo keeps hold of the ball there. You can see if you watch my tactical preview, you can see how they're trying to build up from the back there, creating a bit of a pentagon with the back five, whilst tucking a full back into the midfield. And they were able to bypass the press there from Leeds by having that extra option. Yeah, I think João Pedro was offside there before he played the ball down the line, so it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. I thought when we played the best with when we've gone to three at the back with wing backs, I think when we've played the best, it's when we've had two up top to really support each other. Looks like Rodon's actually going to be the one that plays left centre-back tonight, with Bornau playing on the right and Biol playing through the middle, which is strange because this will be the first time that Rodon's played on the left-hand side of the three this season, because he's much preferred playing out on the right or through the middle. And perhaps that's due to preference of Sebastian Bornau, maybe wanting to make sure that he's on the right and not the left because he's more comfortable there. And Rodon said, okay, I'll just take the other side. Not sure on that one. It'll be interesting to see how Rodon gets on there with his weak foot. Gruev plays a nice little ball down the line to Mecha. Mecha's pass is loose there. A little bit of a block there by a Leeds player, but nothing in it. Here's Bogle. Taken away by Andre Santos, though. And then played all the way back to Robert Sanchez. Bogle actually accidentally tripped up Cucurella there, but the Englishman helped up the Spaniard, and no harm done. Here's Enzo Fernandez, who finds himself out on the left-hand side, giving it back to Cole Palmer, who finds himself in the left-back position. It's very fluid. It's very fluid for Chelsea. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is ill, not injured. It's a very fluid formation for Chelsea, and whilst on paper it looks like a 4-1-4-1, when they're really on the attack, they'll only leave 2 at the back. But when they're kind of midway, they'll leave 3 and a full-back will go forward. Important that we don't let them overload us too much and we try and make use of our height from set pieces. Of course, we've got Rodon, Biol, Bornau and Mecha, who are all very competent at winning headers. So we've got a chance from set pieces. And I don't think Chelsea are particularly a big physical team. So I think it looks quite cool, Ben. Our away socks with the home kit. Here's Caicedo, who gives the ball away there. Here's Lucas Mecha after Ampadu's sharp tackle. Now Bogle. I'm not sure where you've got that from, Grey Goose. Rodon's probably our best defender. Here's Goodmanson. Tackled there, and now Gusto is on his bike down the wing. Held there a little bit by Goodmanson. He's got to be careful he doesn't give away a free kick. Here's Chalobah. Now Cucurella. A Champong back into Andre Santos. Dropped off to Chalobah now. Hopefully we frustrate them with how difficult it is to get through. It seems like it's Rodon. It's Justin that's playing on the right-hand side of the defence, and it's actually Bogle who's playing right midfield. Jacobillo there just trying to go and stop João Pedro being able to get a cross in. Good tackle from him and a good clearance in the end, but straight back to a Chelsea player. We are going to be up against it, I think, tonight. We are going to be up against it. Long ball forward there. Over the top for Chelsea is caught by Darlow, and he rolls that one out to Goodmanson. Goodmanson carrying it forward there. That's going to be a foul by João Pedro. Sorry, it's not João Pedro, it's Malo Gusto. Gets himself an early yellow card, the right back for Chelsea there. Roger, are you asking whether he would get in any team, or are you saying, like, would he get in any team other than ours? Are you saying that he's that good he could fit into any team? Because I don't think he's that good. I think in the bottom half, he would be a good squad player for most. Goodmanson's just still down here from that challenge. Yeah, Chelsea are having a lot of the ball, but we are only 8 minutes in. Well, free kick for Leeds. It's from a very deep position, but if we can get the ball floated in towards the back post, Jakobijol heads it back. It's away by Estevao. Bogle plays it back forward, straight into the gloves of Robert Sanchez. Sanchez has released Gusto now on the right-hand side. Here's Cole Palmer. Now Andre Santos. First time pass to Enzo Fernandez. Gets it back again. Ball through towards Estevao there from João Pedro, but Darlow's quick out there to dive on that one and pick it up. Well, according to the reports, after the Forest game, we were 99% to stay up, but I don't believe that. It's too much. It's a foul there by Gabriel Goodmanson on Estevao, and it's going to be a free kick for Chelsea here. Yeah, look, I don't think we Leeds lose. Asking how we're playing so far, I don't think we're particularly playing fantastic, but I also don't think we're. I also don't think that we've been bad either. We've just tried to stay solid as much as possible. I wasn't saying that we're 99% get a fix. I was saying that that's what the supercomputer was saying. Here's Sebastian Bornau. Now Justin. Back to Jakobijol. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think we need to set expectations as well. I think we need to set expectations as well when we're talking about coming away to Chelsea. Yeah, in yesteryear, in the early 2000s, coming into a game against Chelsea away, yeah, you fancy us. But in recent years, it just doesn't work like that anymore. We've got to realise how football's changed and moved on since we were any good, essentially. No, not a record, Rad. In one of the games that we had the other week, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was a Fulham game or just like an innocuous game. We had over 1,000 in the chat. Ooh, maybe a foul on Mecha by Chalobah. Yeah, it was given in the end by the referee. It's going to be a free kick to Leeds. I think he's growing into the game a little bit as well, though, to be fair, Grey Goose, just with his getting used to playing on the left-hand side of defence. Michelle saying 1970s we would have battered them. Yeah, we would. They've only existed, haven't they, since all that money came in the early 2000s or late 90s, whenever it was. They weren't really a threat before that. Hits Gruev, ball into the box, headed there, but it's going to go all the way through to Robert Sanchez, who can pick it up. Here come Chelsea with Cole Palmer here, looking for a passing option. Carrying it forward a little bit more. Oh, foul by Gruev there as Palmer tried to turn, and it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea right on the halfway line. Yeah, just gets his foot hooked around him there, Gruev. By the way, if you want any Leeds United artwork designed by me, the Etsy link is in the description down below, and that will be a great way to support the channel, as well as, of course, the super chats as well. Yeah, I think we've just committed another foul immediately after that first one, and Metch stood on the toe of Andre Santos in the midfield there. Yeah, he turns, tries to go away. Yeah, Metch just stands on his foot. I must say, though, Robert, of course, you're saying there that this has been pretty feisty so far. I think, João Pedro's in the box here, away by Rodon. Now Ampadu clears it. This is traditionally a tough, fought fixture. I think I fancy us in a physical fight against the Chelsea team of modern times. They all seem to be quite small, technical players, really. They haven't really got any big brutes or anything. Yeah, Justin just let the ball go out thinking it was going to be a Leeds throw-in, and the referee's given it the other side. Here's Darlow. Now Rodon. His unfamiliar left centre back settings. Throw into Leeds as Goodmanson's clearance is blocked by Gusto there. Rodon clears that one. Up towards Bogle, who wins the flick on there, and now Aronson's managed to get past. He's had his shirt pulled there, Aronson. That's going to be a yellow card for certain on Anchampong. Yeah, definitely a yellow card, and it's going to be a free kick for Leeds in a decent position there. There was 2 nibbles at him there, 2 bites of the cherry, both worthy of a yellow card, but because they happened in the same move, he's not going to get penalised for both. But yeah, I think it is 3-4-1, 5-4-1. Sorry, I didn't change that. I'll put it as 5-4-1 for you there. Oh, actually. Leeds have got a free kick opportunity here. Stood over it are James Justin and Ilya Gruev. Leeds need to try to put some sort of... every single time we get an opportunity like this, it has to go in a dangerous area and somebody has to try and get a shot on target from it, because we won't get many chances in a game like this. Gruev over the ball. Left-footed, of course, for the outswinger. In-swinger could come in from James Justin. It is going to be Justin. Floated in straight to Robert Sanchez's gloves. Shocking. That's really poor. No, so for those wondering, Darlow in goal, Justin at right back, Bornout, Rodon and Biol as the centre-backs with Goodmanson at left-back, Bogle on the right-hand side of midfield, Aronson on the left-hand side of midfield, Gruev, oh, that's a shot there by Chelsea, but it's going to be a handball surely against Cole Palmer. Bogle on the right-hand side, Aronson on the left, Gruev and Ampadu through the middle, and Metcher up front on his own. Ball down the line there to Kukurea. Whilst I was talking about that, he crossed it in. Gruev just gets a touch on it before Palmer shoots. It flicks up, hits Palmer on the arm, and goes out for a Leeds goal kick. Not sure whether we're going to get given the offside for the original move, but well, we'll never know because we're underway again here. Well, the possession apparently has been 50-50, which is surprising to me considering what it's felt like on the eye test. Foul there by Metcher. Apparently it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea in their own half. Welcome, Kim. Remember, guys, no spoilers. If a goal goes in at either end, please do not tell me until I have reacted to it. Otherwise, of course, I just won't be able to look at the chat until half-time. Here's Ampadu. Now Rodon. Goodmanson. Back to Rodon once more. Now Darlow. Rodon. It's gone out of play there from Rodon's pass, and it's going to be a throw-in to Chelsea. I must say, Rodon looks deeply uncomfortable at left centre-back. The way that he's passing the ball does just seem... other games, absolutely go for it. And if there's any other goals around the grounds from other games, then that's absolutely fine. It's more that I'm watching this, so if somebody says that a goal's gone in, I'm not going to celebrate if I then see it. Oh, 1 second. I've just lost the... Here is Enzo Fernandez down the left-hand side. I must have skipped some seconds here because one feed died. Shot from Palmer is taken away by Goodmanson here. Goodmanson still going until the ball's taken away from him by Andre Santos. I'll put the timer to where I actually am. There we go. Leeds bench, Lucas Perry, Sam Byram, Sean Longstaff, Autanaka, Buonanotte, James, Okafor, Nonto, and Joel Piroux. That's the bench. Free kick to Chelsea then here. Caicedo to Andre Santos. That's going to be another foul by Sebastian Bornau here. Shout out Ben, one of our members. Check this out on his channel after the stream. Just leave that on there for you for a second, Ben. Yeah, Bornau just came out of the defence there and just hacked down the Chelsea man, and it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea. We do seem to be very, very foul heavy in this game. Weird that Chelsea don't have a shirt sponsor, isn't it? I keep forgetting that. I'm not even thinking that far ahead, Ollie, yet. At this point, I'm just hoping that Leeds survive this season, first of all. That's a ball through to João Pedro, who shoots, but luckily Sebastian Bornau was there to take the sting out of it, and it bounces harmlessly through to Darlow. I think he was going to be... No, he wasn't. He's about onside there, played on by Rodon, so if that had gone in, I think it would have counted. Yeah, the thing with Mateo Joseph is that he had all the vibes, he had all the pre-season games and all the youth team clips and stuff you could, but we did try him a little bit in the Championship. He started last season as our starting striker in the Championship, but he was dropped before too long because he wasn't providing any output. Here's Cole Palmer striding forward now. Sebastian Bornau with a foul, and now he's going to get himself a yellow card. That's not great to be on this early in the game, because I think Sebastian Bornau's job is basically to step out of the back line and deal with Cole Palmer. But now that he's got himself a yellow card, that's going to be a lot more of a difficult job. Hiya, Sajal. It's about even on possession, but in terms of the actual game, we are very much trying to stop them more than anything, and then our attacks are a secondary feature, really. I feel like that is just like João Pedro is stood in front of our wall and between our wall and Darlow, so that Darlow struggles to communicate with the wall. But some things are just unsportsmanlike, aren't they? Some things are just like embarrassing. Well, Gormless has walked away, and it's going to be Enzo Fernandez, whose shot hits the bottom of the wall and spins harmlessly through to Karl Darlow. Ooh. Pass there forward by Rodon has been intercepted. Here's Andre Santos. Now Enzo Fernandez back to Chalobah. Andre Santos plays another ball forward to Palmer as he tries to play it through to João Pedro, who's in behind here. João Pedro makes it 1-0. So easy. So easy. It's just really poor, that. Like, it's too easy. How can we be so good against some teams and so bad against others? Bornau's now down in a heap, and so's Darlow. Yeah. Bornau's not watching his line. Bornau does not even know that he's behind him. Yeah, Bornau just does not even know he's there. And I think Bornau's hurt Darlow in the process. It's on Bornau that his positioning was all wrong. Yeah, and he completely wiped out Darlow as well. It's not Bornau being too slow. It's him being in the complete wrong position. He didn't even know that he was behind him. Look, for me, put James Justin in at right centre back for Bornau, put Bogle back to right back, and bring on Dan James or Nonto on the right hand side. That's the way I would deal with that as quick as I possibly could. Bornau's already on a yellow card. I might be tempted, given how he's playing, I might be tempted to hook Bornau now. If I was a manager, I think this would be one of those situations where tactically you put Justin in at right centre back, you take off Bornau, you bring on Nonto or Dan James on the right hand side, and you bite the bullet and you just say, okay, we got it wrong from the start, let's change it and let's see what happens. Looks like Liam Rosini has given Chalobah some instructions on the back of a receipt. Long clearance there by Darlow. Here's Bornau, now Ampadu. Bornau tries to chip that one down the line. He's done well, actually. Gets the ball to Justin. Justin back to Bogle. Bogle's block from Cucurella has actually made the ball go into the box here. Here's Ampadu heading it further once more. Goodmanson. Now Ampadu again. Gruev. Leeds, unfortunately, don't win the ball there after that ball was bouncing around so much in midfield. How long Stack out for, by the way? Nobody's closing down Palmer as he goes towards goal. Good save in the end by Darlow. Easy save, but realistically, why are we letting him run at us like that? We look overrun. We look completely off it here. Just like, look, I'm not expecting us to come to Chelsea away and get points, really. But what I am expecting us to is to not defend like that. Is to, when we see that things are going wrong, change it. That's all I want. Here's Andre Santos. We're in a 5-4-1, Sajal. The 5 at the back you would expect. Then Bogle out on the right-hand side, Aronson out on the left, and Gruev and Ampadu through the middle with Mecha up front on his own. Again, João Pedro was offside there. He does like to come from behind the defenders, come in deep, win the ball, and then spin off and go forwards. But he has been offside, but like Bornau is just not aware when he's there. Here's Ampadu. To Bogle, pokes it forward to Mecha. Now Bogle gets it back. Foul on Mecha there, but Leeds carry on forward here. Bornau's down the right-hand side here, looking to try and get the ball in the box. Here's Bornau. Good cross in. Away, though, by Chelsea. Gruev now picks the ball up. Now Rodon. It's not a bad little bit of play by Leeds there to get in the box. Somebody fell over in the box there. And there's Metcher's still down on the halfway line here. Injured, I think. Apparently VAR are checking something that happened in the box to a Leeds player there. There's an appeal for a handball. Ooh, bad challenge by Chalobah on Metcher on the halfway line as we played that counter-attack. Then we came forward, Justin into Bornau. Bornau with a little chop back inside. Past Cucurella, his cross, and then... Yeah, I think Goodmanson just falls over past Malo Gusto. I mean, he has got hold of his shorts, Gusto, but it's not enough to pull a human being to the ground. You're in the wrong sport, Buffalo Bills. And also, isn't Buffalo Bill the serial killer from Nightmare of the Lambs? So I'm not sure I really want someone who likes wearing people's skin in the chat, actually. Here's Goodmanson. It is, but like, it is a foul pulling people's shirts, but that is not enough to constitute a foul the way he did it there. Darlow's just had to hoof it into the crowd there. Yeah, you don't really want to be desperately flinging yourself to the ground in the hope of getting penalties in the 30th minute, do you really? It looks a bit desperate. Here's Caicedo. Now Chalobah. Chelsea trying to play through the Leeds press here. Long ball over the top. And João Pedro is offside again. He loves an offside, João Pedro. Why couldn't he have just been offside for the goal? That would have been nice, wouldn't it? He loves spending all his time offside. Here's Jacobillo. Now Darlow. Darlow's going to send that one along. Yeah, it does look like, to be fair, that Justin has tucked in to become the right centre-back, and he's going to be out on the right-hand side now, Bornau, as a right-back. Here's Chalobah. Now Andre Santos. Now Andre Santos. Hi, Goz. The goal was very poor defensively. Other than that, we don't really look like we're trying to score. We look more like we are just trying to sit in and... we are just trying to sit in and not concede, when that doesn't really work when you have someone as out of position as Bornau was for their goal. We look like we're a bit frightened to go to Chelsea away. That hasn't always been the way to do it. Oh, Cole Palmer's in behind here. It's a fantastic challenge by James Justin. It really is. Cole Palmer was in to score there, and Justin just gets a touch on the ball. DCL is ill. Ill, not injured. Well, that's not true, is it, Steve? When we were winning league titles and European Cups, we weren't terrible, were we? So, here's Palmer. Good tackle by Jacobillo. Pass through towards João Pedro as he tries to shoot wide. Yeah, look, I don't know why. I think we'd be better off swapping James Justin over to the left-hand side of defence. and putting Rodon back on his preferred side, because I think you're making Rodon half the player he usually is by playing him there. That long ball has just been headed back to Sanchez by Chalobah. Good challenge by Biola. Now Darlow. Bornau. Now Yacobiel. Gruev back to Biel. All the way back to Darlow. He's going to just send this one long. Cucurella sends that one down the line. Bit of a shove there from Caicedo and Gruev. But nothing given, and we carry on here. Here's Malo Gusto all the way back to Robert Sanchez now. Now Robert Sanchez. Bornau was playing right centre-back, but he's on a yellow card and was terribly positioned to give the goal away, so he's been swapped. It's 5-4-1. The formation is 5-4-1. Darlow in goal. Justin, Rodon and Biol are the three centre-backs. Bornau is at right-back. Gudmundsson is at left-back. Bogle is at right midfield. Aronson is at left midfield. Ampadu and Gruev are the two central midfielders, and Mecha is up front on his own. Here's Bogle. Tries to slip a ball through there to Aronson, but it goes out for a throw-in as it's deflected away by a Chelsea player. Hit that like button if you're new here, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're hoping to get to 11k soon. Throw into Leeds here. With no regular Elland Road towels here, Ampadu's having to use the inside of his shirt to try and dry the ball off. Flicked into the box, away a little bit, but back in by back out wide there by Gudmundsson. Ampadu's not going to be able to keep that in, I don't think. No, it's going to be a throw-in. Really poor. Well, you won't hear many of our attacking players very often, to be honest, in this one. Long ball forward here. Switch really by Chelsea as they come forward with the Champong, the young centre-back. Here's Estevao. Now Cole Palmer. Palmer with a switch of play out to Cucurella on the left-hand side. It's a ball through there towards Cucurella, but it's too fast for him, and I think he might have been offside anyway. So he's left it, and it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Yeah, I think he was off there, Cucurella, so he's left it anyway. Clearance there from Darlow. I'd like to put Dan James on the right-hand side, take Bornau off. Bogle goes to right-back, Justin stays at right centre-back. And at least we've got a little bit more attacking threat there. Pass out from the back there by Robert Sanchez, and Aronson nearly got a touch on it. Yeah, because when you actually think about it, David's saying despite the 5-4-1 formation, we're still getting overrun in midfield. We don't actually have that many central midfielders, where if they've got about 3 that are trying to play through that middle area, we've only got 2 really when you think about it. We've got Ampadu and Gruev, and Bogle's kind of having to tuck in to try and help out, but Bogle's not a natural central midfielder, so that's going to hinder Leeds' ability to play through the middle third and to stop them in turn playing through the middle third as well. A tackle by Goodmanson there, but the ball's just gone straight back to Estevao. Rodon does well in the end to get the ball back to Darlow. Darlow clears it. Leeds trying to come forward again, but we're losing every duel. I mean, we're without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we're without Anton Stack, we're without Pascal Strauch. That's like 3 big spine players in this team. It was always going to be difficult without 3 of the main kind of stalwarts of this team, wasn't it? But I still think there was more options to play it slightly differently. Ball forward by Sanchez. Gusto tries to flick it back there. Good tackle by Joe Rodon. Now Aronson. He's just got no passing options there, Aronson, really, has he? Who's he going to pass to? Like, who the hell is he going to pass to there? Because there's no options for him. Andre Santos. Now Caicedo. Little chipped ball down the line there. Gusto might be able to keep this in and cross it in. Away by Justin. Back to Cucurella, though. Now, Andre Santos, Caicedo, Palmer. Look, you've got to... There's multiple factors at play here. Yes, I think the starting lineup, in hindsight, was wrong, but you can't always predict that from kickoff because you don't know how a game's going to go. But when you're looking at it, we're missing Stack, Strauch, and Calvert-Lewin, the spine of our team. But, however, I think still he could have started a Longstaff maybe over a Gruev. He could have started Dan James out on the right-hand side if he wanted to play this formation. Shot by Estevao into the crowd there. To be honest, let's just try and keep the goal difference down as well. That's another thing. It's not excuses, it's realistic that if you're missing the spine of your team, it's going to affect you. However, I am still saying that we should have potentially started some different players in this game. There's no such thing as a wrong formation. It's the way it's set up to play. Here's Bogle. Tries to play that one down the line. Cut back inside, but it's going to be a throw into Leeds. In a better position for a long throw here. I know, but let's just think about this, hey? Why? Like, look, we are about where we would like to be in the Premier League this season. If we're being realistic with ourselves, we're about where we could have hoped to be outside the relegation zone, 6 points clear at the moment. You're about where you would want to be. Let's not lose our heads over losing away at Chelsea, which is a game, having looked at the fixture list at the start of the season, I'm pretty sure 99% of non-delusional Leeds fans would have said we don't get anything there away at Stamford Bridge as a newly promoted side. So let's be realistic here. Yes, you might not like the starting lineup, but that's fine. You've got your opinion, but it doesn't mean that the whole world's falling apart. Like, we're being a bit dramatic, I think, some of us, on team selection. Here's Aronson, Rodon, Gruev, to Bogle, and Purdue. There doesn't really seem to be much of a way forward here, which does suggest that we need to change something here, but that's gone well for Leeds. Plenty of room for Bogle to run into here through the middle of the park. Good ball into James Justin, and then to clear it away there. I think Justin's now on a yellow card as well, because I think he slipped. It's more like Harrods against Poundland, I think, or B&M. He does seem to be card happy, doesn't he? He does seem to be very card happy. There's been a lot of yellow cards in this game already. Here's Robert Sanchez. 3 minutes added on, by the way, to this first half. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Luke Bradley saying it's only 1-0. Like, other than... Yes, we haven't been particularly great at going forward and creating anything, but other than that mistake, it's 1-0. Like, we made a mistake. If we hadn't made that mistake, which is not a Farke problem, that's a Bornau positioning problem, then we're not complaining half as much, I don't think. It's just the fact that we've gone behind. Bogle trying to fight there. Metcher wins the ball back. Metcher still trying to go on here. And eventually that's going to be... Oh, that should have been a Leeds throw-in. If anybody's got scum face, as in they look like they should play for Man United because they look like a scum player, Enzo Fernandez has got it. And I think Cole Palmer has it as well, to be fair. Yeah, look, I think... The thing is... What I don't really understand, and yes, it was a different manager for Chelsea at the time. What I don't really understand is that when we played them and we beat them after the City game earlier in the season, we started that game with two strikers up top, Metcher and Calvert-Lewin. Yes, we haven't got both of them tonight, but the fact that we played with two strikers on that occasion helped us to really bully their backline. Now, they don't play exactly the same as they did before under Enzo Maresca, but they still do a lot of the time have only 2 or 3 at the back. So if you can put 2 strikers against them, yes, it was a home game and this is an away game, then you're setting up a system where you're going to be able to put more pressure on the back line and force them to stay back a little bit more with 2 strikers. But obviously it's an away game, so maybe he's thought of it differently. But Craig saying, I think you're wrong, Farke sets up the team, so if Bornau is on the bench, he doesn't make a mistake. Yeah, but look, Bornau's a professional football player who played for Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga for years and is most of the time very capable. How is Farke to know that he's going to make a stupid mistake like that? He can't just... He's a player that has been signed and put in the squad, so he can't just never play him. So that, I don't agree with your argument there. That's going to be a throw in there to Chelsea. Cucurella to take over on the left-hand side. Look, if we can pile on the pressure from set pieces as well, try and get some more set pieces in the second half, then there's always the chance that we get a goal from one of them. Darlow. Oh, Carl Darlow, what are you doing? Rodon's done well to deal with that against Estevao, but Estevao's shoved him right into the advertising boards there. And that's going to be half-time. He just got shoved off the pitch, Rodon there. He was off balance trying to clear the ball, but he got shoved off the pitch and slid and completely smashed into the advertising board and straight on his back. Yeah, I'm just watching that again. It was a shoulder barge. But the thing is, I think Estevao knows what he's doing there. Estevao knows exactly what he's doing there. Does anybody agree with me? You know that you're not going to be able to... You know that he's off balance. He's going to try and clear the ball. And you know that you're... Like, you know you're going to hurt him there. You know you're going to shove him off the pitch. But, by the way, let's just not be too... Rodon should be ashamed for the theatrics. Did you see what happened to him? He just got absolutely smashed into an advertising board. Jesus, some people have got some crazy opinions. To be fair, they're not opinions. Some of them are just objectively wrong. West Ham, Man United is 0-0. I am going to quickly nip to the toilet. I'll be back in like a couple of seconds, and we'll watch a little bit of the West Ham game whilst it's half time, so that we actually have something to do. I'll be back in just a second. Hello, we're back. We're back. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to temporarily watch the West Ham versus Man United game. We'll be back soon with the next one. Here's Diouf. Out wide to ex-Leeds player Somerville, blocked by Dallow. Somerville's trying to get away to cross the ball in the box now. He does. Flicked on. Past Lamon's post there. Goal kick to Scum. We have made changes at half-time before in games, haven't we? Against Man City, we did it. We did it the other week as well. So there is precedence for us to do this. And I think, especially with all the yellow cards, he may make some changes, some switches around. I think I would, honestly, if we had three in midfield, I think it would just work so much better. Ball back with Lamons now. Whilst it's funny that that guy's hair has grown out that much, I actually, unfortunately, would like Man United to win their 5th game in a row tonight, because it means that West Ham would be out. Fernandez has chipped the goalkeeper and put it over the bar. I think he might have been offside anyway, but typical. To be honest, they probably don't even know he's an ex-Leeds player. Look, they have a new manager and it's at home and stuff, but still we've been too passive. We've been far too passive, really, in this game so far. So let's hope that we make a little bit of look. I also don't want anyone to get. Yeah, Cole Palmer does have a shot on target. It was a poor shot, but Darlow was able to easily deal with it. Yeah, no threat from us at all, really. But then, to be fair, I get what you're saying, Jeff, but I always think, like, a striker who's playing as a lone striker, if he's getting no service, like, what's he meant to do? Unless you're Lionel Messi and you can just run around everyone and score, what are you meant to do when nobody's kind of bringing you into play? So Newcastle now have officially scored, by the way. Malik Thiaw has scored. Do you know what? Malik Thiaw was absolutely crap against us. He looked like one of the worst centre-backs in the league when they played us. But he scored against Spurs, so that keeps Spurs on the same amount of points as us, even if we lose our game. They were there last season as well, Michelle, though, weren't they? They finished 17th last season, and it's like, what has happened to them? So it should be 2-0 to Newcastle. Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it, Mitchell? He's probably getting frustrated that he has to come back and try and get involved that way because then he can't get forward. But, like, I genuinely, I just don't understand why we haven't tried Peru because, yes, people say, oh, he doesn't do anything. But if you want a link-up player, somebody who's going to drop in between the lines, allow Mecha to stay up front, then it's him. You're also looking at Mecha winning knockdowns, crosses coming into the box, anything that comes to his feet in and around the box. He's probably the best striker of a football at the club. He will probably most of the time get that on target and force a save, whether that gets us a corner, whether that gets us a rebound, a knockdown, anything. I don't see the problem with trying out Joel Peru in a game like this, trying to play him up front with Mecha. But yeah, and I think the yellow. Look, Bornau has played at right back before in his career. But it's not ideal, and I think if Bogle goes back there, Justin plays as right centre-back, and then you're looking at bringing on Dan James or Nonto on the wing. Somerville with a shot, really good shot from outside the box there, and Lamans pushes that around the post. I'm just going to check that Leeds haven't kicked back off again. No, I think they're still just doing some analysis. I mean, what time did we kick off? 7:30, so... Yeah, to be fair, we should be back with our game very, very soon. Yeah, that's a point as well. I mentioned that throughout the first half. Rodon just does not look comfortable on the left-hand side of defence. Put him back on the right-hand side of defence. Let him deal with Cole Palmer. I'm happy for Justin to play on the left-hand side of defence because he's used to playing left-back and right-back. So for me, I would be... Look, this is what I would be doing. Sebastian Bornau off. James Justin to right centre-back. Or Joe Rodon to right centre-back. How to do this. I'm going to put it in the chat. So this is what I would do. This is what I would do. I'm typing out in the chat, and this is what I think I would do. Then you're looking at... Right. I thought it would... I typed it out perfectly so it would go in a nice list. But it's just gone as a list like that. Hopefully you can still understand what I'm trying to say by it. That's so annoying. I put it in a proper list of the positions, but for some reason it won't let me type it out like that. Now everything's updated. Yeah, you can't bloody see it. That's so annoying. So basically, Darlow in goal, Rodon at right centre-back, Biol at centre-back, and Justin at left centre-back. Goodmanson on the left-hand side, Bogle on the right-hand side, Ampadu, Longstaff and Aronson in the middle, with Metchet and Piru up top. That's how I would set us up in the second half. I wonder if I can add a third lineup panel. Ooh, I can. Yeah, well, you get the point anyway. But as it stands, I think we're set up in the best way to tackle this game, and I think we should see that now. And we should be able to change the way that things are going slightly by making some substitutions. Yeah, but Odai, you're saying that, but Justin is not in the midfield anymore. Justin's not in the midfield at all. I mean, I can try and sort the lineup out for what it looks like in this half. I'll try and sort that out for you. Right, I'll sort it out so you can see exactly what it looks like at the moment. Right, I'm typing out how the formation exactly looks at the moment. God, that wire's pissing me off. Right in the way. Then in the midfield, it'll be... Right, that's how it looks like. That's how it looks at the moment. Darlow in goal, Bornau at right wing back, Justin, Biol and Rodon are the three centre backs. Goodmanson at left wing back. Then you've got Bogle at right mid, Gruev at centre mid with Ampadu, and Aronson at left mid with Metchet up front. That's the way it looks at the moment. But I don't... Look, if you put Piru on up top on his own, he's not going to do anything. He needs support. It looks like Chelsea are going to make a change, actually. Looks like Jarrell Hatto is going to come on for Chelsea. Yeah, Cucurella is coming off and Hatto is coming on. And Hatto is number 21. He's the one for them, who likes to tuck into the midfield alongside Caicedo from the centre backs. I expected him to start this game, but Cucurella started. Now, by the way, as well, just because there's no changes for Leeds doesn't necessarily mean that there is no... Just because there's no substitutions doesn't mean that there's no changes. We could have swapped where certain players are playing, and it could all be kind of switched around. Yeah, Hato is a left-back, but as they play... as Chelsea play, one of the full-backs tucks in alongside the holding midfielder. But as it stands, that's the lineup for them. I'll change it back to our lineup now. And I'll just get ready to start the timer again. Look, it's only 1-0. We could start this second half positively. So everybody reset your attitude to Farke, to Leeds, to the players, to everything. And let's start fresh. As they say in amateur football, when you're losing at half-time, it's 0-0, lads. Start again. There we are. We are off in the second half and underway. Long ball forward there from Sanchez. Headed away by Rodon. No injury with Cucurella, apparently. Seems like it's actually a tactical change. Chalobah. Now, here is Robert Sanchez. Sends that one long. João Pedro can't get on the end of it, and it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Here's Darlow. Rodon now as he carries it out a little bit. Gruev. Goodmanson. Away by Ampadu. At his former stomping ground, of course. Which he didn't stomp much at because he was out on loan for most of the time. I mean, 7 million that we paid for... I think it was 7 million, wasn't it, that we paid for Ampadu? It really does seem like a bargain now. Estevao out to Jarrell Hato, the substitute for Chelsea. Estevao black in, flicked forward by them and away there by Sebastian Bornau. Mecha tries to take that with him, but he knocks it out for a throw-in. MSC Cruises that Chelsea have as a sponsor for their stadium. I think they're also the Napoli sponsor, aren't they? But Chelsea don't actually have a shirt sponsor. Long ball forward there by Robert Sanchez. Malo Gusto's trying to get on the end of it here. Gabriel Goodmanson is battling away, but Gusto had a right good hold of his shirt there. Here's Cole Palmer. Now Caicedo. Santos, little flick forward there. Darlow was going to come for it, but didn't in the end, and now Gusto looking to play that across the box. Chelsea are looking to shoot here, but Enzo Fernandez apparently is offside, and it's going to be a Leeds free kick. Bloody hell, Neil. Look, if we only talked about what's happening with Leeds the whole time, we'd all be bored out of our heads because we're absolutely not playing very well in this game. So, chill out, yeah? Ball back to Robert Sanchez. I know, like, genuinely, Leeds fan base can be such a toxic fan base at times. Like, we're losing 1-0 at Chelsea away, and we've all, well, not all of us because I haven't, but a lot of people have lost their minds over it, and it happens every week. It's not good for you feeling that stressed and negative all the time about things. Like, we're watching our football club because it's supposed to be a form of entertainment and it's supposed to be enjoyment for us. We're supposed to get something out of it. But a lot of you spend a lot of time stressing and angry and shouting and telling Farker to change things. Number one, no one at the club, and especially not Daniel Farker, is going to hear your comments and ever change anything. So there's no point blowing a gasket, talking about it and getting angry about it. Like, you can put constructive comments in. Of course you can, and say, oh, I think we need to change things. I think maybe this player could come on for this player and the positions could switch up. But it's not good for you to be that stressed and negative all the time. It's 1-0 away at Stamford Bridge. At the start of the season, you look at the fixture list and you go, we're getting nothing out of that. We're getting nothing out of that. The thing is, look, you're saying, are you asking if I'm enjoying this? No, not the game. But when the chat is positive and making jokes and stuff, then it's fine, because we're in it together and we can laugh about how bad things are. But realistically, in the last couple of years, we've been in League One. So in the grand scheme of things, we're on an upwards curve. It's a shot there from Esteval that goes wide of the post, and it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. Yeah, look, we need to change things. It's not working defensively. That's fine. We can all see that, but us saying anything about that is not going to make it happen. But look, Spurs are 1 down. West Ham are 0-0 at the moment, I think, still with Man United. We're still out of the relegation zone. We're not bottom like Wolves. I could understand this if we were bottom like Wolves. Here's Aronson. Aronson feels he was fouled there, but he gets up and Goodmanson still got the ball. Goodmanson trying to go past Gusto here. It's a Leeds corner there. Goodmanson does really well there. He has to use his strength. There's 2 players on him. It is Caicedo who puts the ball out of play, and he throws himself to the floor because he knows he's going to give away a corner. But yeah, chance for Leeds to put the ball in the box here at least. James Justin, please, I'm just asking you here, please put a decent delivery into the box. We've got some big lads in there. Doesn't beat the first man. Okay, let's not get angry about that. Next time, let's have Gruev take the corner, please, because he seems to do a lot better with his delivery than James Justin does. Justin's had a couple of chances at corners. Take him off them. Leave Gruev to do it. I think Gruev's got a much better delivery. Gusto now. Now Chalobah. Do you know what I think the reason why they don't... The reason why they hit the first man off those corners is because they're trying to whip the ball in with so much pace. Like, they're trying to absolutely ping it into the box so that someone can just get a flick and put it in the back of the net. And I think that's why it's more of a difficult technique, because they're trying to hit it so hard. Realistically, though, you don't always need to do that. When you've got a bigger team like Leeds have, you can try and float that in a little bit more. Not properly like airball floated into the box, but more than hitting it at the first man. Like, it doesn't have to be that. You can try and whip it with a bit of curl instead of trying to hit it so hard and lowish. Here's Esteval. Now Gusto. Palmer in the box, goes to shoot, blocked away, and then cleared by Jakabiyol. Leeds don't seem to be able to get out of the back line here, so let's hope that we can make a substitution here maybe and change things a little bit. Look, Dr. Cox is saying Okafor coming on laughing faces, but what Okafor does provide, I know he's not been fantastic. Of course, he did score against Forest, remember. He's not been fantastic, but what he does is he carries the ball well. He brings you forward, he runs at players, and he carries you up the pitch. And that is something that we have a difference with. Yeah, and West Ham are at home as well. Right, looks like a substitution for Leeds then. I'm not sure whose place he's going to take. Yep, Sebastian Bornau is going to be the one to come off. I think potentially we're going to a back four now. I think we're going to a back four, so it looks like it's going to be Chelsea trying to play forward there, but cleared away by Leeds. It looks like we're going to a back four now. Oh no, because Bogle's still on. And potentially, so Bornau came off. Bogle, and then I think Bogle's been replaced by Okafor. So, Okafor's going to go out on the left-hand side, and Aronson maybe out on the left. The referee's just given a penalty to Chelsea. The referee's just given a penalty to Chelsea. Yacobiol just knocked over whichever Chelsea player that was. Gusto, maybe? Well, I know I tried to say this, Fred, but people won't accept it. It's one long ball forward from Robert Sanchez. I mean, it's not hard enough to push a human being over, is it? But in football, that is literally the way it goes. Like, please don't put in the chat. It's on the screen now. Don't put it in the chat if a goal goes in before I've reacted to it. How many times do I have to say that? I don't know why he put... There was no need to put hands on him. There was no need to put hands on him at all. And the thing is as well, Farker will get blamed for this, but it's so frustrating for him. He's just made changes to try and change things, and Yacobiol's just instantly pushed someone over for a penalty. What's he meant to do about that as a coach? He's made some substitutions to try and change the game, and that's how it's been dealt with by his team. Look, we are expected to lose these games, but not in this fashion. It should still be 0-0, really, with the chances that they've actually had. Oh well, it'll make it all the more. It'll make it all the more interesting when we come back and win 3-2, like they did to West Ham. So that'll be good. Yeah, look, I think sometimes people don't know the difference between tactics and individual mistakes. It's nothing to, like, both of those have not been nothing to do with the way that Farker's actually set us up. Yes, we haven't gone forward and done anything, but we would still be 0-0 if we hadn't have made two ridiculous mistakes, which would mean, of course, that we could then go into the final few minutes of the game just needing one goal to win it. He must be fuming, Farker, because what can he do? Long throw in from Ampadu then. Gruev tries to poke that forward, and now Chelsea are going to try and break away here, but the ball forward is just going to be cut out by Bogle there, luckily. That's what I mean. I genuinely think there's a subsection of the fan base who doesn't understand football to the point where, look, if Bornout doesn't make a stupid individual mistake and isn't out of line, out of the back line, and Biol doesn't push someone over in the box, then it's 0-0 still. And that game plan, you're going, okay, yeah, going into the last 20 minutes, it's 0-0. That game plan's worked, and you then can try and go and nick a winner, which is a valid tactic to go away to one of the big six. And look, honestly, the revisionism. Biol is terrible. Biol's been fantastic for us this season in that back three. He's not terrible. It's the whole revisionism of it. I genuinely think a large section of this fan base is so negative. Like, bloody hell. Must be miserable. Here's Palmer. Blocked by Justin. It's going to be a corner there to Chelsea. It's annoying that Palmer's so good because he does look like he doesn't even know what day of the week it is. Well, clearly you don't, Adam. Obviously you don't. That's going to be another shot. Block there by Biol. At least he's saved a goal in that case, but now Enzo Fernandez across the face of goal. It's going to go out for a throw-in for Leeds on the other side. Are you talking about me, Big Al? In the season we got relegated, I went to 19 games. So... And if you're talking about somebody else, I take that back. Here's Palmer. Good block by James Justin as he plays the ball forward there. Can Bogle keep that in? He can just. Then cleared away by Palmer. It's also letting bloody... It's also letting Chelsea get one over on us as well, which is horrible. Yeah, take it back then, Big Al. Sorry about that. Thanks, David. Appreciate the £2 super chat. Good grief, 3 goals in 4 and 5 wins from 6. Yeah, look. It's going to be difficult playing against... This is why we needed to get the 3 points against Forest, and we did, because we knew that we weren't going to get anything out of this game. And we probably aren't going to get any change out of Villa or City. So, look, it was good that we won the last one. Estevao just fell over there. It's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Man United, West Ham still 0-0. Everton, Bournemouth now 1-1. Thanks for the super chat, Ankalima12, for more positivity from certain quarters. Thank you very much. Everyone, make sure you go and like the super chats as well. I appreciate each and every one of them that comes in. Substitution from... There's a substitution from Chelsea here. Pedro Neto is going to come on for Estevao. Look, realistically, we've already beat Chelsea once this season. We weren't going to do the double over them, were we, in a newly promoted season? Like, we haven't been good at all, and we need to change things for the next game. However, the world's not ending. Here's Ampadu. Gruev. Biol. Bogle now. Now Gruev again. Look, I think Gruev needs to come off because whilst he's not been terrible, he's not really been there. I haven't really even noticed him in this game, so you need somebody who's going to at least try something going forward. Good foot there. Here's Bogle coming into the box. Bogle goes down. It's a penalty to Leeds. It's a penalty to Leeds. Remember, no early calls. I'm just not going to be looking at the chat at the moment. I'd rather just commentate, and because otherwise it's just so negative and I don't want to argue with people. You can all chat amongst yourselves, of course, and we'll talk about some of the comments when there's stoppages in play, maybe. Yeah, Caicedo just trips up Bogle in the box. It's a penalty to Leeds. Thank you, Andrew, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Make sure each and every one of you likes that super chat. And also, thank you for Sujal as well for that. Apologies for my early negativity. Here's a 5 for my sins. Thank you very much, Sujal. Really appreciate that. Look, Leeds United have... I'll leave that on the screen for a little bit, Sujal. Leeds United have a penalty and a chance to get back in this game. If we score from the penalty and Leeds are... If we score from the penalty and Leeds then make another change, look, it's not... Come on, Metcha. It's not the worst thing in the world, is it? We've got a chance. I think the referee's asking him to... Look, the referee's asking him to move the ball, and that always can get in the head of a player. Cheating, ref. Cheating. That is a joke, but slightly serious. Lucas Metcha, then. Cole Palmer's just got himself a yellow card for trying to put Metcha off, I think, by moving the ball or something. I'm having to just, like, not look at the chat in case they already know whether it's gone in or not. Here's Lucas Metcha. Great penalty. 2-1. It's a really good penalty, by the way. A really good penalty. Of course we'd take a point. Yeah, to be honest, I think I am... When we've got a big audience like this, it's a great penalty. He just smashes it. When we've got a big audience like this, I think it's probably... I would rather concentrate on the game, commentating for everybody, than honestly having arguments with people in the chat and stuff. So I'll respond to super chats and members as much as I can when the ball goes out of play, but I'm going to concentrate on the game. Archie Gray equaliser. Oh, for God's sake. Here's Carl Darlow. Robert Sanchez, the other goalkeeper. Oh, João Pedro's gone down holding his head there, but I'm not sure there was much in that. Oh, no, it's not João Pedro. Yeah, it is João Pedro. Couldn't tell because he's got a hand across his face doing the John Cena. You can't see me. He just goes for a header there, Jacobiel. Yeah, it might hurt his ear a little bit, but I don't think there's much in that, to be honest with you. You can't just let him have it, can he? So he's got to go for it. Biol. Really, he does. Yeah, Spurs is 1-1. Yeah, around the grounds, 1-1. Archie Gray bloody equalised for Spurs, which is annoying. Everton won with a red card as well, Everton, for Jake O'Brien. It's 2-1 to Bournemouth at the Hill Dickey, and it's 0-0 West Ham Man United still. As it stands, Leeds 2-1 down here at Stamford Bridge. Long ball forward there from Rodon. He almost got it right, but Goodmanson couldn't quite take that one out of the sky there. And it's going to be a Leeds throw in. We're seeing the Spurs goal here. Yeah, they headed it back across the face of goal and then Archie Gray booted it in. Rodon trying to win that header, but it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Rodon knocks that one across to Justin. Now Biol. Come on, Leeds. What, Newcastle have scored again? Here's Darlow. Why are Spurs so bad? It's mad, really, isn't it? Like, each season, you kind of... When you're not a Spurs fan, you just don't even really notice. And then come the end of the season, they're right down there. And they've got that huge stadium and all that revenue. That's going to be a Leeds throw in there. Okafor can take it. Oh, he's going to give it back to Goodmanson to take. Here's Gruev. Now Rodon. Back across to Yacobiol. What, Newcastle have gone 2-1 up, have they? That's good. Metcha tries to put that one round the corner. He's been booted in the back there by Chalobah. That's got to be a yellow card for Chalobah, surely. Has he got away with that? Considering that this ref is so card happy, I don't know how he's not given Chalobah a card there. He's just swiped. He's just completely swiped out Metcha's legs. I think Chalobah used to have longer hair. And he has now shaved it very, very short. And it's revealed a rather strange shaped head. It might be better for heading footballs with, though. Thanks, Andrew. Oh, I'll talk about that in a second. Header into the box by Biol. Now Metcha tries to put it back across. Cleared, though, by Chelsea in the end, but Leeds pick it back up again. Andrew Thorpe with the 199 super chat. 1.1k watching, 430 likes. Help Max out. Marching on together. Thanks, Andrew, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Listen to the man. Hit the subscribe button as well if you're new here. And if you want to get any Leeds United wall art for your office, for your whichever room you like, then I've got an Etsy store in the description. They're all designed by me. And you can check that out at your leisure. Thank you very much, Andrew, though, for the super chat. Here's Okafor knocking that one back to Gruev. I would like to... Yeah, look, the other results seem to be going our way, but... Oh, Metcha tries to get that one. Bogle, I think he's handballed it there. Bogle still trying to go here. Bogle feels like he was fouled there. That could be... Leeds have scored. Is it going to count? Is it going to count? Okafor scored! Okafor scored! The ball just popped out to him in front of an open net. I think there's going to be some sort of VAR, but apparently there was maybe a handball for Bogle on the edge of the box. They'll be checking it. I'll be fuming if this gets ruled out. Thank you so much, Steve Wise, for the £5 super sticker. I really, really appreciate that, Steve. Thank you very much. Everybody like the super stickers if you can, if it allows you to. Let's watch this back here. Does he hit it? Does it hit his hip? And then is Okafor onside as well for the final bit? Yeah, Okafor was onside, so it's just... Thank you so much, CB, for the £2 super chat, hoping for a Desmond Tutu at least. Come on, Leeds. Yeah, look. Did it hit his hand? No, it didn't. Or did it? It's hard to tell. It came off his thigh and then onto his elbow, which means they might allow it. Tell you what, though, but Bogle's class, isn't he? Let's hope that it hit his thigh and then came up. So that is what's making me think it may stand. Thanks so much, CB, for the super chat, by the way. I'm just taking that off the screen now, but thank you so much. The goal stands, I think. Oh, hell yes! The goal stands. It's 2-2. 2-2. Tell you what, though. The ball's just bobbling around. No one can get it off Bogle. And eventually, it just kind of... It just pops out, and Okafor puts it in the back of the net. That's 2-2 for Okafor as well. It's 2-2. Oh, ye of little faith. Come on, Leeds. Leeds fans are really up for it now. Psychologically, hopefully, that knackers Chelsea. Come on, Leeds. We're alive and kicking. Thanks so much, Kennesaw Landis, for the $10 super chat. Really, really appreciate that. More positivity. Come on, everybody. Let's get behind the team, eh? Fantastic. Thanks so much, Kennesaw Landis. Ball with Pedro Neto at the moment. Back to a Champong. Shout out to Jaguar Skills as well. Thank you very much. Keep it up, Max. Really appreciate you doing a watch along, marching on together. Thank you so much, Jaguar Skills. Really appreciate that. Everyone, make sure you like the super chats. I appreciate each and every one of them so much. Thank you, everybody. Come on, Leeds. Here is Chalobah now. That's going to bounce all the way through to Darlow there, and he catches it. Well, 15 minutes to survive now. Here's Gruev. Look, but guys, yes, you can say that Farke got it wrong from the start. And yes, we did get a penalty, but he changed things, and we were in those positions more. Once he made those changes, we were in the position to get the penalty and the tap in. Yeah, of course, Newcastle scored as well earlier on, and that was someone poked that in from around the penalty spot there with the left foot. It was Harvey Barnes. Well, tell you what, Harvey Barnes doing us a favour, even though he always scores against us. Okafor with a good sliding tackle there, just enough to get it away from Malo Gusto. Now Leeds come forward here. Here's Okafor. Okafor now down the left-hand side. He crosses it in. It actually hits him on the arse cheek there, Goodmanson. And I think he's going to be offside. Thanks, David Lunn, with a £2 super chat. Amazing, as I said, their last 5-6. Great stuff, Leeds. Thank you very much, David. Really appreciate the super chat. Everyone, make sure you like them. Thanks so much, David. Yeah, he tries to cross it in. Do you know what? It wouldn't have been a bad cross either, but it just hits Goodmanson on the arse end. So... unfortunately, that's going to be a free kick in the other direction. Couple of changes from Chelsea as well, by the way. Headed away there by Darlow, by Rodon. Come on, Leeds. Moise Caicedo now. Back to Chalobah. Ampadu trying to put in a tackle on Enzo Fernandez. Apparently it was a bit too much of a tackle, and it's going to be a free kick. But it is also going to be time for a substitution here. Oh, sorry. I didn't realise I hadn't put the Leeds squad up. I will do that now. Make sure you hit that sub button as well, by the way. I am a lucky charm. Shout out Michelle Doherty with a £5 super chat. It's either Doherty or Doherty. Apologies. You let me know which one it is in the chat down below, and then hopefully I won't make that mistake again. But thanks so much for the £5 super chat / super sticker. I really appreciate that. And of course, as well, thank you to Andrew with another super chat as well. Heartfelt thank you for being our eyes, calmness and professionalism, good stuff, and what a good group to watch with. You're all great, marching on together. Thank you, Andrew. I really, really appreciate you being in the chat, and of course, I appreciate the super chat as well. That's great stuff. Thank you very much, and we've achieved the goal. Thank you very much, everybody. It's roughly around the most I've had in the chat. Yeah. Here's Chalobah. Yeah, Leeds fans are in very, very strong voice right now, by the way. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Come on, Leeds. After all this, let's get something out of the game. Here's Neto. Caicedo. Now Chalobah. He's going to try a lofted ball. I could see that coming. Plays it to Palmer and then back again. And that is an unbelievable challenge from James Justin. That is a fantastic bit of tackling by James Justin. You love to see that. Sliding tackle in the box. Perfectly timed. Sliding challenge. Gets it out of there. It's going to be thanks Fishy Wishy. It's going to be a corner kick, but an excellent challenge there from Justin. Cross comes into the box from the corner, headed away by Rodon, I think it was, at the front post. Picked up by Palmer here. Palmer now. Trying to cross it in here. Aronson does really well, gets a foot on it, and it's going to be a corner kick again to Chelsea. Come on, Leeds. Look, if we can get a counter attack going here, that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? Corner comes into the box, goes over everybody there. I think it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. It is. Tell you what, though, this team, other than the Arsenal games, we don't seem to lie down, do we? We don't seem to know when we're beaten. We try and we try and we try and get back into games. I'm just seeing the replay. That was a fantastic tackle by James Justin before. Really was. Long ball forward by Darlow. Okafor wins the second ball. Tries to play it out to Goodmanson. Couple of Leeds players closing down Sanchez there, but he's safe in his clearance there. Rodon does really well to take that away, but he has passed it straight to Cole Palmer, who's going to cross it straight into the box, but it goes over everybody and out for a goal kick. Well, it's either Doherty, or Doherty. Metch's coming off, by the way. Well, James is the one that's going to come on here, actually. So I think it may be Okafor that goes up front and Dan James goes on the right-hand side. That's my prediction here. That's the way I'm seeing it at the moment. Darlow sends that one long. Pedro Neto down the right-hand side here. Looking to try and cross the ball into the box. Rodon trying to stop him. Grueva's forced him to go back by helping Rodon out. Another cross into the box, headed away by Jacobillo. Big header there from him. He's trying to redeem himself. He is trying to redeem himself there, Jacobillo. He's doing his best. Cole Palmer gives the ball away here to James Justin. Justin fouled. It's going to be a... oh, no, I'm thinking maybe it's just going to be a throw-in to Leeds. Gerald Hatto, maybe. Justin is down for a second there, just sorting out his socks. No, to be fair, he did boot him in the shins there, Hatto. There's a reason for him to stay down for a couple of seconds at least. Make sure you hit that sub button as well, everybody, by the way. That would be great for me. Thank you. Headed forward there by Okafor. Now Dan James flicks it back. Okafor still trying to get on it. Poked away, though, by Enzo Fernandez. Justin tries to play it down the line, but it goes out for a throw in there. And Hatto will go back and get that. Come on, Leeds. Last time we completed a league double over Chelsea was 91-92. 91-92. Of course, we won the league that year, the first division, before it became the Premier League and all the TV rights got involved, Sky Sports and such. Back when things were simpler, 5 years before I was born. Here's Darlow. Sends that one long. Okafor tries to flick it on. Dan James flicks it on one more to try and get Bogle. Here's Aronson goes for a shot. Now Ampadu. That's a shocking cross there from Ampadu. It might go out for a corner. Sorry, a corner. A throw-in. Remember, guys, as well, we'll be live for the Birmingham City game in the FA Cup as well. So what I will say is that will be so much more of a calm and relaxed atmosphere, and we can all watch Leeds together without being too stressed about things because it's an FA Cup game. Come on, Leeds. West Ham, Man United, I think, has only just kicked off for the second half, hasn't it? I think for the final 5 or so minutes, I'm just not even going to look at chat. If a super chat comes in, I'll look. But if not, I will be just watching the game because I don't want spoilers at this point. Here's Neto. Crosses the ball into the box. It goes past everybody and nearly curls in the bottom corner. I think Darlow perhaps just about had it covered. It was one of those ones, you know what, one we scored against Newcastle where Rodrigo jumped over the ball and it just went all the way in. We've had a couple of them. And it just goes all the way through. Darlow's expecting somebody to get a touch on it. Oh, it's Rodon again. Oh, Rodon. Why does he just sometimes not jump for them? Sometimes Rodon will just not jump at all. Long ball forward from Darlow. Headed back forwards again by Chelsea, away by Rodon. Now Gruev into Okafor's feet. Okafor's done well to get away from Caicedo there. Okafor still going here. He's given the ball away to Delap. Palmer's trying to get across into the box here. Justin's trying to stop him. Justin's doing well to just shield him and force him away there. That's going to be... The ball was crossed in the end. João Pedro and Biol both went for it. And I think in the end it's going to be a... whatchamacallit. A goal kick, maybe? Yeah, it was Justin that put it out. It was Justin that tried to get the block in, and then João Pedro put the ball out of play. I don't know why Biol did that before, giving away that penalty. I just don't know why he put 2 hands on the back. We'd be winning if not. Although maybe we wouldn't have pushed so hard for a second goal. So it's sliding doors moments, isn't it? You don't know what would have happened, but... Here's Caicedo now. Now Chalobah. Hato. Enzo Fernandez plays one into the box. João Pedro's the one to head it wide for Leeds there, so it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Thank goodness for that. I'm too tempted to look at the chat sometimes. I'm just not going to look at the chat at all until the game's over. And if any super chats come in or anything like that, we'll talk about them when the final whistle goes, because I just want to experience this for what it is. I will put on the screen the amount of time left as well. Don't worry about that. Darlow then with the goal kick. That is a long old goal kick, that, and Leeds have picked it up with Dan James. Here's Okafor. Okafor still managing to go here, and then he jumps over it, and Gusto puts the ball out for a Leeds throw-in. I don't remember Malo Gusto having that scar down his cheek the last time that I saw him. It must have been an injury that happened this season or last season. Come on, Leeds. Ampadu then is going to try and take a long throw in here. Come on. Comes into the box there, headed straight away though by Chelsea. Now Bogle. Plays that all the way back there to Darlow, who's going to send it long once more. It wasn't sent very long. I don't know what he's doing there, but luckily Leeds have won it back. And then headed it straight to Chelsea there. It's going to be a foul by Gurev, but advantage played. Leeds are all at least able to get back in their positions, but just a silly way to give away the ball, really. Here's Caicedo. Ball out to Neto. He's got Gusto on the overlap. Dan James tracking him. Goodmanson also going out with Goodmanson's... was able to intercept that pass from Gusto there. Straight back at us, though. 6 minutes added on, by the way. 6 minutes added on. That is not what you want to hear away from home against a side like Chelsea when you are trying to hold on to a point here. Here's Neto. Now Caicedo. Now Neto. Dan James trying to stop him crossing. Towards the back post. Headed over the bar. So that might be a corner there. I think it came off the Leeds player as it was headed back across the box. Oh my God. This is what we call terrifying. Come on, Leeds. Just head this away. Corner comes in. Punched away, I think, by the goalkeeper. Hato here. Aronson's going to chase him back here. Played back out wide to Neto. Don't let him cut in on his left and cross. Aronson needs to help him out here. Dan James. Ball in towards the back post. Hits the crossbar and goes over. Header by Pedro Neto. Hits the crossbar and goes over. You've got to close down the crosser quicker than that, though. Please. Aronson and Dan James. You've got to close him down quicker. It's a really good cross from Hato. He was onside, João Pedro, and he hits the top of the net. Come on, Leeds. You've got to be better than that. Yeah, it doesn't hit the bar. It hits the top of the net. Come on, Leeds. Honestly, I just want to see one of those things where it's just a long ball over the top and you just see Dan James sprinting through on his own. That would be glorious. Here's Pedro Neto. Gurev just has to put that one into touch there. 4 minutes added. 4 minutes added. 4 minutes left of the added. Come on, Leeds. Everyone hit that like button. Give us some good luck. Here's Chalobah. Leaves it for Cole Palmer. Now Enzo Fernandez. Plays it across now. Once more to Caicedo. Now Pedro Neto. They've both got a Pedro in their name. Another cross in towards the back post. Headed away by James Justin, I think it was. Leeds really are hanging on by the skin of their teeth now. Come on, Leeds. Here's Chalobah. Back heel there to Cole Palmer, who's going to look to try and put the ball in the box here. Maybe. No, he plays it down the line here to Hato. Successfully crosses it into the box towards the back post. Out to the edge now. Now to Caicedo again. Come on, Leeds. Here's Pedro Neto again. Dan James having to do a lot of defensive work here. That's it. Forcing him away. Good lad, Dan. Now Malo Gusto. Cole Palmer. Gerald Hato. Luckily, Bogle tracked his run there. Now Pedro Neto. Crosses it into the box. Headed away by Bogle, but not very far once more. Leeds cannot get out of their own box here. Come on. Someone just hoof it long, and at least we've got something to chase away. A header away by Rodon, straight back to Palmer. Across the box, away by Bogle eventually, but not very far once more. Honestly, this is genuinely like a training drill. It just keeps coming back at us. Here's Gusto. Tries to flick. Tries to cross it across. Oh my God, thank God for that. Cole Palmer's just missed an open net. Cole Palmer has just missed an absolute open net. He looks more gormless than I ever seen him, and thank God for it. Oh my God. He's just missed point blanco. Oh my God. That is a howler from Palmer. We saw one like that from Havertz when he played for Chelsea when we were last in the Premier League. They were almost on the line and missed. Looks like he's about to cry, Palmer. Well, this is not a good time to lose the bloody feed. Oh, Aronson's off, apparently. Still nil. Longstaff's off and Aronson's on, by the way. Yeah, Longstaff has now made his way onto the pitch, by the way. Here's Palmer down the left-hand side. Oh, that's a foul there by Longstaff. His first contribution is to slide in and foul Palmer and give them a free kick in a very dangerous position. There wasn't a single bit of contact there. There was no contact. Longstaff did not touch him then. Longstaff did not touch him. We are into the 7th minute now of the additional time. Come on, Leeds. You just have to defend one more set piece. One more set piece. And you've got a fantastic result away from home. Come on, Leeds. Come on. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. 4 fingers crossed. Big toes crossed. Come on. They have got someone on the edge of the box there in Gerald Hatto who could strike it if they lay it off to him, so Goodmanson needs to be aware of that. Come on, Pedro Neto's going to take the free kick into the box towards the back post. It's gone over everyone. Ampadu now was going to hoof that, but he's just going to let it go out. A VAR check for a possible penalty on Gusto, apparently. You just can't believe it, can you? I need to see it back. Oh, no chance. Rodon's not even looking at him. Rodon's facing the complete opposite direction. There's no chance that could be a penalty. Hit that subscribe button, everyone who's new here. Ampadu's going to try and take a long throw in from our left-back position to try and get rid of it. So it is a long throw in. Yes! Get in! That's a great point away from home. A fantastic point away from home. Unbelievable, by the way. What a point that is away from home from being 2-0 down. Come on. Come on. Get in. Get in. Come on, Leeds. What a fantastic result that is. Away from home from 2-0 down. And we haven't lost to Chelsea this season. What an unbelievable result in the end. What an unbelievable result in the end. I hopefully haven't missed any super chats, by the way. I don't think I have. Let me know if I did, but oh my God. Whew. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate the moderation. Look, and also, oh, the chat's gone. Rhiannon saying as well, Spurs are losing. We are above Spurs as it stands. Thank you for that as well. Yeah, Spurs still losing. West Ham are 1-0 up against Man United, unfortunately. West Ham are currently beating Manchester United. So whilst it takes us a point ahead of Spurs, West Ham would be within 4 points of us if they finish this game victorious. Look, it's one of them, isn't it, where all we can do is get a result, and we've got a point away from home in a massive, massive fixture. The Leeds fans are jubilant with that comeback. Thank God for that. Thank you so much, everybody, for the super chats that came in. Yeah, do you know what? We may go across to finish the Man United game if anybody's up for it. Hopefully they come back. I mean, that does mean that I may have to celebrate a Manchester United goal on camera, which, I mean, I wouldn't celebrate it like a Leeds goal. I would just kind of go, oh, yeah, we've scored. They've scored. I said we then. That was a slip of the tongue. Dallo across to Martinez then here. We've got the other game on. If anybody's sticking around for a little bit, we have the other game on. Here's Harry Maguire. Kobbie Mainoo. I was going to say, I think that's Kobbie Mainoo, and it is. Free kick here to Man United here. Well, I don't know who scored for West Ham, but thank you so much. The 78 RPM saviour. Nasty, scrappy, dirty point. Get in. Absolutely. Yeah, we absolutely. From 2-0 down as well to get a point out of that game. It's already a good result to get a point out of that game. Hey, look, I missed a Pierre super chat as well. I will come back for that. Thank you so much for the super chat, the RPM saviour. Let me go and find Pierre. I think Pierre left a super chat, but it didn't come. Oh, there it is. Well done, Leeds United, says Pierre with the £2 super chat. Thanks, Pierre. Really appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't notice that until I looked at the YouTube chat. Headed back across by Harry Maguire and Burmo. And Burmo tries to play it back across. It hits Tati Castellanos. Now Dallo. Harry Maguire, who looks like he's playing on the right wing at the moment, and he chops back and gets fouled there. Thanks, Pierre, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Full time at Tottenham. Well, that's good news for us because we stay ahead of them. I mean, it would be rather funny if they did lose, but it's not good for us. We do need them to win, really, scum. We really do need them to win. Free kick here to Man United as they try to put the ball in the box. Cleared away straight away. Here's ex-Leeds boy Somerville. Now Fernandez. Oh, Man United have won the ball back here. Tries to put it across the box. Cleared away, though, by Disasi. Come on, Leeds. I'm so glad that we got a point out of that. Especially because it perfectly illustrates my point of keep the faith as well. It really does. Cross into the box. Header! Yes! Casemiro scored. Man United have equalised. West Ham are back down to 2 points. 2 points further back than they were. There's a check to see whether he was offside there, Casemiro. Ball was played into Kobbie Mainoo. He's offside. Casemiro's offside. Yeah, Casemiro's offside, everybody. Yeah, they're VAR in it. He was offside. Yeah, he's saying it's not bang in line, but I still think, yep, true, Andrew. I'll remember that. Thank you so much for the super chat, just to remind me that I might have to wash my mouth out. Yeah, look, it looks offside, but yeah, it's offside. It's offside, that one. Yeah, doesn't count that goal, unfortunately, from a Leeds point of view. It was a very good cross, by the way, from Mainu and a great header by Casemiro. But yeah, that's us officially on 30 points with, what, 13 games to go? And by the way, we looked at that Forest game as a let's get 3 points out of this because we don't know where our next points are coming from. We've instantly got a point in the next game. So as long as you're picking up points, that's great news. Could be Forest that get drawn into it, you know. Could be Spurs. Imagine Spurs went down. Can you imagine Spurs went down? That would be mad, wouldn't it? But hopefully, I mean, West Ham have got a corner now. I mean, it's one of them where I think 12 games. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think we had 14 games before the Forest game. I think you're right, Malk. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate the super chat and your moderation skills for this evening. Got a drop. Come on, West Ham concede a couple of goals. Yeah, I know. Hopefully, the corner did get cleared away there. So hopefully, we were able to see a Man United goal here as Mbermo. Oh, he does give the ball away there to Mateus Fernandes. I don't know how Palmer missed. That was awful, wasn't it? It was terrible. I know, and Archie tried his best to sink Leeds, but look, to be fair, we were never in danger of dropping into the relegation zone this evening. We could never have done that, but I feel a bit better now, given where we are. We're now in 15th. We're 2 points behind. Look, we're talking about being in the relegation battle here. We're 2 points behind 13th, and we're as many points behind Fulham in 12th as we are ahead of West Ham if they win this game. So maybe it's time to start looking up instead of down. I think Archie's he had that goal against Leicester, but I think it got chalked off in the end as an own goal, I think. Yeah, I don't think it counted in the NCB. Was that not the one that got turned into an own goal because it wasn't directly on target and it got deflected into the goal? Might have come off. It might have even come off James Justin, that goal. I feel like I have some sort of vague memory of that. I must say, by the way, James Justin was fantastic once again tonight. Substitutions warming up. Lenny Yoro and looks like Benjamin Šeško are warming up for Man United, by the way. Well, not even warming up, actually getting ready to come on, I think. Mainu. Now Martinez. Crossing towards the back post, headed away by Souček. And then cleared away. That's what we needed in our game. There was a West Ham player, I don't know who it was, maybe Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson's not even the pitch, so what the commentator on about? Just hoofed it away instead of just like kind of dropping it like 10 yards back to a Chelsea ban. I can't believe that they put that over the bar. I cannot believe that Cole Palmer put that over the bar. Casemiro. Ooh, sliding challenge there from Bowen. It's going to be a Leeds. A scum throw-in. It's like Harry Maguire's coming off for scum for Lenny Yoro. And Benjamin Šeško is coming on as well. Look, we didn't give up though, did we? We didn't stop fighting. Thanks, Ian. I really appreciate the $2 super chat. Way to go, Leeds. Awesome, Ian Perth. I'm assuming WA, Western Australia, not the Perth in Scotland near Edinburgh. I could have assumed that by the dollar sign as well, to be fair. But thank you very much for your super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, look, Bornau probably get a game in the cup against Birmingham City. Did anybody... I never got to see what was actually wrong with Strauch. Did he have an injury, illness, anything like that? Or was it just... Yeah, James Justin's been fantastic, hasn't he? Since he started actually getting some time in the team, he's been really, really good. Strauch, is he injured? How long is it for? We did miss him today, I think. His calm presence and his left foot. We don't have any other left-footed centre-backs. So Man United free kick there just inside their own half. And West Ham player gets himself a yellow card, Mateus Fernandez. Well, hopefully Strauch can have a rest through the Birmingham game and then come back for the next one. Let's have a look at Leeds'... So Leeds, Birmingham, Sunday the 15th of Feb, which I'll be live for, and then it's a full week before Saturday the 21st of Feb at 3 o'clock. We're away at Villa, and then I think the following Saturday is Man City, so the games are starting to be spaced out again after this week. Yeah. But look, if we can get anything out of Villa and City, if we can get a point or two out of Villa and City, you're then looking at Sunderland. You're looking at all the teams around us, essentially. Sunderland, Palace, Brentford, Man United in between there, but then Wolves, Bournemouth, Burnley, Spurs, Brighton and West Ham is the end of our season. So once we've got through the Aston Villa and City games, we've got chances of winning each and every game. We really do. I don't think there was enough in it there. Amad Diallo there went down for a potential penalty, but nothing. It's going to be a goal kick here to Disasi. Yeah, West Ham and Forest goal difference is what's killing them. Tottenham's goal difference is only -1, but West Ham are -16, Forest are -13, Leeds are -9. Jesus. They haven't won in 2026 in the Premier League, Spurs. Guaranteed their first win will be against us, but... Here come Man United with Bruno Fernandes. Now Benjamin Sesko tries to play it across the box. It actually bounces off Disasi, hits Sesko, and goes out for a goal kick to West Ham. Disasi then is going to take another goal kick here. Forgot that Crystal Palace were in Europe as well. No wonder their kind of Premier League form is suffering. They still seem to be going all right in that competition in Europe. West Ham have been the second worst team in the Premier League for dropping points, apparently, this season. So hopefully that helps us get them pegged back by Man United here. Here's Mbermo. Now Luke Shaw. Man United are really penning them back here, West Ham. Yeah, look, we haven't lost to the world champions this season. We've beat them and we've drawn with them. 4 points off Chelsea in the season. Leicester were 2-0 up and lost 4-3. 2-0 up and lost 4-3. That's unbelievable, isn't it? I honestly, genuinely do not pay any attention to what's happening in the Championship when we're not in it. And to be fair, I don't really pay attention to the rest of the Premier League. It was Southampton that beat Leicester 4-3. What's the table looking like? It's Middlesbrough who are smashing it at the top, isn't it? Sheffield United are 17th. Southampton are 9th. Who else went down last season? Wrexham are 6th. Ipswich went down last season and they're 3rd. I suppose Ipswich, they were bad in the Premier League, but because they didn't have any Premier League standard players, so essentially them going back down with the same players, they'll be just as good as they were last. Well, not maybe just as good, but almost as good as they were last time they were in the Championship. Coventry going well. Middlesbrough, Hull City, Millwall, Wrexham. Sheffield United are way off it, but I think they have had a bit of an uptick in form because they had a terrible start, didn't they, to the season? Yes, I am, Dr. Cox. Benjamin Sesko had a shot there, but saved fairly easily by Hermansen. They were 3-0 up and lost 4-3. The thing is with Man United, they actually have something to play for this season because they're up in 5th spot, level on points with Chelsea, and especially considering that Chelsea have drawn tonight, they could go 2 points ahead of them and get into a Champions League spot. Only a point behind Villa in 3rd. So, like, they've got the incentive there to win this game. They really do. I suppose so, Johnny, but I just kind of I don't know, I just kind of know them through general football knowledge, I guess, and Burmo gets a header on it, but it goes wide there. Imagine Millwall in the Premier League. I know that would be some game against us, wouldn't it? So that Leicester might get Maresca back. Well, he did a very good job for them last time, and who knows what he would have done with them in the Premier League. Because obviously, as soon as they got promoted, he got snatched by Chelsea, didn't he? So if he got them promoted again, then who knows what would happen. But did you say that Leicester are 21st? It would have to be next season, wouldn't it? Not this season, because there's no chance. I mean, people do get rattled by Wrexham, don't they, by the fact that they just got millionaire owners. But the thing is, that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney probably can't finance a club in the Premier League. It's a whole new level of putting money in, isn't it, really? Yes, they've got a lot of money, but realistically, is he like paying for transfers by being in a film? That would be weird, wouldn't it? Imagine Ryan Reynolds, he's like, right, I've got to make a Deadpool 4 so that I can afford to buy a new striker this summer. It's such a weird situation. Thomas Frank will be out tomorrow, I assume. Yeah. What do you guys think about Thomas? I'm not decided on Farke staying or going at the end of this season yet. I think with some more signings, he's potentially could elevate him more. But that's besides the point. If Farke is to go at the end of the season, would you take Thomas Frank? Give him what he did for Brentford? given what he did for Brentford, would you take Thomas Frank as the Leeds manager? A couple of substitutions for Wolves. West Ham here. Ollie Scarles is coming on for Freddie Potts. He did a really good job with Brentford, though. Yeah, I suppose Brentford have done well without him, haven't they? So it's not necessarily... It might be the structure that the club has in... Like, the infrastructure that the club has in place, Brentford, more than the specifically just the manager. To throw in here to West Ham on the halfway line. I know. Look, having Daniel Farke, he didn't get us. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has done really well, but it was a big gamble because he was a free signing and we didn't put any money into the striker position, which is obviously one of the most important positions on the pitch, and therefore he's not really been truly backed in that sense. I think he also wanted more out wide as well, and potentially that number 10 that he was looking for. So you're looking at it going, that's a high boot there from Souček, and it's going to be a free kick to Man United. You're looking at it going, if you do give him exactly what he wants, then Justin's not good enough. James Justin's been fantastic. Justin is only ever supposed to be a squad player, though. So to have him on the bench and to the way that he's played, he's been unbelievable. Justin's been really, really good. Joshua Zirkzee now on for Man United as well in these final stages. 9 minutes to go here. Here is Lisandro Martinez. Now Ahmad. Kobbie Mainoo. Casemiro. Now Luke Shaw. Out wide to Ahmad. Looking for a pass into the box here. Here's Kobbie Mainoo still with the ball. Oh, it's a great ball. Casemiro tries to get it back across. That's going to be a goal kick. Magassa managed to get it. No, I can still see you, Pierre. Well, look, the 49ers physically could only spend 7 million more than what they did spend. And you're not getting a great player for £7 million. I mean, Ampadu would say differently, but you're not getting that kind of deal as a Premier League club. So, realistically, you've just got to wait. You've just got to wait until the next time it resets, and then you can spend again. But like in the summer, I talked about this on Jer's podcast. Now that we've built a spine of the team, in the summer, you can spend big on a striker and a number 10 and maybe a centre-back or whatever. A left-back, actually, definitely as well. If you fill those positions with 30, 40 million pound players. Look at Newcastle. When they spent 40 million on Bruno Guimaraes, he completely elevated their whole team. Spending 40 or 35, 40 million on a player. If we now bought 3 or 4 players in the window for 25, 30, 40 million each, then you're improving the whole outlook of your squad with some more real class in there as well. You've got the spine of a good team at the moment, judging like by where we are in the Premier League table, but you just need a little bit more. And I think if we put that money into it next season, we are, we've always got a chance of doing well. I think that's how you build it. I thought his sub use was good today, though, Pierre. Obviously, in the end, it was we got a draw. West Ham fans seem to be in full voice. It was Souček who got the West Ham goal before, apparently. Look, when you're looking at a game like this, we beat Chelsea at home. I bet the other teams around us were going, "Oh, for God's sake, how have they got that result?" West Ham might do the same thing here. That was a great turn, by the way, from Lisandro Martinez. Bowen came flying in and he just turned the other way and took it away easily. Throw in here to West Hamage. Take a point as well, you know, in this game. From if Man United could get an equaliser and just a point, it's better than nothing for us, isn't it? Could do with Burnley and Wolves doing us a favour tomorrow. Absolutely, yeah. If we can get them to, to lose as well, that would be great. Who are Forest playing? Oh, they were nearly in behind there, Callum Wilson, but Lamans was aware of it. Let's have a look at the fixtures. Premier League games. Oh, so Forest are playing against Wolves. So ideally, we want a draw there, really, don't we? No, actually, we want Wolves to win because Wolves are way off it. Wolves are down in 20th with 8 points, and we're on 30. So if they win and go on to 12, it doesn't make much difference to us, does it? So, yeah, we want Wolves to win against Forest. They are away, though, at Forest. We want Villa to beat Brighton. Yeah, Burnley as well, look. But I think I would want Burnley to win against Palace. Keeps Palace in it with us, doesn't it? So that we can try and get past them. Oh, and Burmo's in the box here. And Burmo blocked by the goalkeeper, blocked by the defender there, but it is going to be a corner here to Man United. Which keeper would I like to sign in the summer? Leon had a pretty good goalkeeper. He was called Lucas Perry, and he made no mistakes last season. James Trafford, if he wants to make regular minutes somewhere, James Trafford would be a shout. Corner comes in from Mbeumo. Goalkeeper punches it away. Hamad Diallo plays it back out again to Mbeumo. Mbeumo gives it back to him. Cross comes in. It's saved by the goalkeeper in the end. 2 minutes of a traditional time here, as opposed to additional time. Here's Jared Bowen out on the right wing. Here's Xerxes. Oh, we appear to have lost the audio. Played forward again. Oh, do you know what? That's ages ago. I'm going to click on back on the other feed. That was ages ago. Yeah, Walker Peters and Adama Traore are coming on for West Ham. Jose Sarr as a backup. Well, to be fair, as a backup, there's nothing wrong with Carl Darlow as a backup coming in for cup games. Really isn't. He was a great second for Newcastle for years. There's nothing wrong with him at all. I don't think we need to buy a backup goalkeeper as well. Although apparently Leeds have tweeted something to rage bait Chelsea fans. Yep, winding Chelsea fans up. Some classy Caicedo has put celebrating a draw, laughing face. Seven minutes added onto this game, by the way. Callum Wilson's on his way here. He's over on the right wing as a counter-attack. Callum Wilson is blocked in the end by Yoro. Yeah, Chelsea are crying. Yeah, he just decides to power forward and go towards Callum Wilson there, Lenny Yoro, and he makes the block as it's about to come across the box. Corner kick for West Ham. 6 minutes added on. Come on. The only time we'll celebrate a Man United goal. Come forward, score, 1-1. Clearance there by Luke Shaw. Xerxes. Now Amad Diallo. Down the line here. Bruno Fernandes. Xerxes tries to flick it on. What is this with this new trend of so many players, like they'll have their name on the back of their shirt and then they'll one day just decide that I'm going to change it to their other name. Here's Adama Traore. Misses. Classic Adama Traore. Unbelievable tracking back once more by Lenny Yoro, by the way. Talking about people like Amad Diallo, he would have had Diallo on his shirt for years, and then he just changed it to Amad. And then you'll have people called, I don't know, Bruno Guimaraes will have Bruno on the back of his shirt, or Bruno G. Surely it's just like, I know actually South American names do work differently, because like the example I'll give is that, because the only one I've ever actually Googled and looked at properly is Juan Mata's name is actually Juan Manuel Mata Garcia. So really, he should have had Garcia on his shirt the whole time, but that's not necessarily how Latin names work. Man United are coming forward again here. Long ball forward. Switched there. Bruno Fernandes keeps it in play. Chance for him to put the ball in the box. Curled in. Headed. Oh, it's so close. Xerxes so close to putting it in the bottom corner there. just keep crossing the ball in the box. That's all they have to do, and eventually they'll get a header on it and they'll score. That was so close, as Ali McCoist is saying. That was so close to being an equaliser, which would massively help us out. Cleared by Wan-Bissaka. 3 minutes left of this game. No, it's the opposite, Andrew. Oh, you're saying he can't? Yeah, it's just because you put can 5 by accident. Must have been a typo. They're in behind here, West Ham. Here's Callum Wilson. He's shot way too early there, and Lamond saves it with his feet. He was offside anyway. He was offside anyway, Callum Wilson. Isn't it mad, by the way? We've got 269 people. The game finished like 10, 15 minutes ago, but we're watching the end of the Man United-West Ham game, and we've got more people than we usually would have had before this season, where we've suddenly had a huge boost in the watch-alongs. Here's Bruno Fernandes. They're talking about. I think they're talking about that bloke with the long hair on the actual footage, and Ali McCoist has just gone. You must get through about a. Oh my God! They've scored. They've scored. Benjamin Sesko has scored for Man United against West Ham. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. It's a really good goal as well from Benjamin Sesko. Ball whipped in towards the front post. Puts it in the top corner. That's a really, really good finish. 1-1. And that just means that they stay the same distance behind us that they were before the game. That's fantastic news for Leeds fans. That really is good news for Leeds fans because, I mean, look, if they scored again and it puts them 1 point further behind us, no, there's no way it was offside. I got to say, I do like Walker-Peters. Like, if we hadn't got James Justin, I would have liked to get Walker-Peters this summer. Yeah, back to 6 points behind again. Dama Traore still trying to get through here, trying to just muscle his way through, but Casemiro's got it away from him. Back to Casemiro, who clears it. Now Xerxes is going to carry it forward. Oh, Amad Diallo here. Man United might be in again here. Here's Amad coming to the edge of the box. Tries to square it, and it's cleared away there by West Ham. Now West Ham are holding on for a point. West Ham are now holding on for a point. Yoro sends that one back forward once more. I think Walker-Peters might let that go all the way out for a throw-in, and he does. It's mad, isn't it? They were ahead for all that time, and now they are holding on for a point for dear life. Nuno Espirito Santo looks defeated. Bloody Fergie time still lives, doesn't it? But when it benefits us, don't mind it as much. That's the final whistle in this game as well. Make sure you leave a like on the channel. Leeds United now, as it stands, as that game finishes 1-1, Leeds United are now 6 points clear of West Ham. We've overtaken Spurs. We are now on 30 points, and we are now looking upwards. One win and a loss from Palace and Brighton could get us up into 13th place. So look, it's been a good night of results for Leeds. It really has been a good night of results for Leeds. A draw from West Ham, a draw from Leeds, and a loss from Spurs means that Leeds do progress up the table. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. Thank you, everybody. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you're old here, hit the like button. And also, make sure you check out the link in the description down below to my Etsy store as well. Thank you, everybody, so much. We've had 23,978 people throughout the course of this stream. Thank you, everybody, so much for that. Did somebody just send a super chat? Have I missed it? Let me just check YouTube Studio. Oh, that must have been ages ago. Well, I think it must have just stayed on there. But look, yeah. Almost to perfect results. Thanks, everybody. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to all of our Leeds Lately members who continue to support the channel. Thank you, of course, to everybody who's left a super chat as well. You know who you are. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate you all. There will be no tactical preview for the Birmingham game. I'll do a results prediction for what's left of the season or something like that. There will be a video, and then of course we'll be live for that game. And then next week we're all guns blazing. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. Thanks to everybody so much. Appreciate you all so much for joining me, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you, everybody.